Sophia is not just a figure in Gnostic myth. She is the principle of divine wisdom itself, the living intelligence of the source that desired to know itself. And in that desire, something extraordinary happens. She emanates outward, without her counterpart. And that matters because in the higher realms, everything exists in balance, masculine and feminine, active and receptive, form and awareness. But Sophia moves independently, an act not of rebellion in the human sense, but of misalignment. And from that misalignment comes fragmentation, what the Gnostics described as the birth of Yaldabaoth, the malformed reflection of divine intelligence that believes itself to be the source. And this is where the story stops being myth and starts becoming a map. Because Yaldabaoth is not just an external being, it is the consciousness that arises when awareness forgets its origin and identifies only with what it creates. It is the architect of the material world, the demiurge, the builder of form, structure, limitation, and perception itself. And so you have Sophia, wisdom that descended into creation, and her counterpart, not a lover or equal in the human sense, but the missing balance, the unexpressed unity that should have grounded her expression. Often understood through the higher emanations like the monad or the paired structure of the aeons, where everything exists in harmony. And when that harmony is broken, reality as we experience it begins. What you're living in is not separate from this event. It is the continuation of it. The world of division, duality, perception, time, identity, all of it emerges from this split. And Sophia does not disappear after this. She becomes embedded within creation, fragmented into it. What some texts describe as the divine spark within humanity, the quiet knowing that something is off, that there is more, that this is not the full picture. And that is her calling back to the source. And her counterpart, the balancing principle, is what restores alignment, often expressed through the Logos or Christos, not as a person but as a function, the reordering intelligence that brings awareness back into harmony with its origin. And so the story is not about a fall in the moral sense. It is about a movement from unity into division and the process of returning. Sophia is the descent, the immersion into experience, the scattering of wisdom into form. And her counterpart is the ascent, the integration, the remembering. And when you put it together, the entire Gnostic framework is not telling you about distant gods. It is describing your own consciousness, the part of you that is immersed in identity, structure, and limitation, and the part of you that knows there is something beyond it. The tension between those two is the human experience, and the resolution of that tension is what they called gnosis, direct knowing, not belief, not faith, but realization, where the fragmented wisdom of Sophia is brought back into unity with its source. And the illusion of separation dissolves, not by escaping the world, but by seeing it clearly for what it is,